Been wondering what to do, what video to make about Paddy Conroy. I'm sick of making the videos where I go on about, the fact that he hasn't been set up, the fact that he isn't under prosecution, and all the rest of it. I'm sick of making them type of videos now. So the video I'm gonna make today is dark screen hypnosis. Now, I've took the piss out of Paddy Conroy on YouTube, and so is this other fella who I've got this idea of. Now, what this fella did was he went into a darkened room and there was no visual of him, and he basically went through like a hypnotic script and asked all these viewers to visualize with him. And he talked about different things. So that's what I'm going to do. But before I do it, I'm going to tell you that if you don't listen to this video, you've got something to hide. If you're a Paddy Conroy subscriber, it's more or less obligatory to listen to this video. Now, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. If you don't want to be hypnotized, you will not become hypnotized. You will not go under hypnosis. If you do regress and agree to hypnosis, you will more than likely end up being hypnotized. Now, in relation to Paddy Conroy, all of you who subscribe to him, you need to hear his voice. It's like a need. And he goes on about the same things all the time. So much so that even when he gives a video a different title or puts a different photo or thumbnail for each video, you still have to watch it. It's like these are all programmed. Now, imagine an animal with a master, and imagine you tell that animal to sit or behave or heel, and eventually that animal listens to your every command because you're the one that feeds the animal. You're the one that looks after it. Yours is the only voice it hears. It's your pet. It's your best friend. It can sometimes be your worst enemy, but you look after it all the same. When you hear Paddy's voice, it's like you get a fix. It's like you're all high. No matter what he puts on YouTube, you've all got to listen to it. It's like you're programmed. It's like he's told you to heel, sit, lie down, behave, do what I do what I say, listen to what I say. And paranoia also has something to do with it. Paddy's paranoid. He's paranoid about what's happened to him years ago. He's paranoid about what could happen to him now. He's frightened of everything. He's frightened of his past. He's frightened of the future. But more importantly, he's frightened of the present. And that's just the way it is. But all you animals who listen to Paddy and tell Paddy that, yeah, keep the videos going, Paddy, that's because you need a little fix. Like, you need to hear a little voice. And those of you who say, oh, I'll just click this video off, this guy's going on about crap, you actually won't be able to pause or shut this video down, you will have to listen to it till the end, because like I'm talking about, an animal needs a master. They need to hear a command, a little voice, a sit, a heel. Now it could be through brainwash, could be through a head injury, it could be through a substance, a drug. But either way, you all need to hear Paddy Conroy's voice. It's like you're all his little dogs. Everyone who's subscribed to his channel is one of his little dogs. He's a master. Now, I'm of sound mind, although some of you might think I'm not. And like I said before, you will not be able to turn this video off until you've got to the end of it. And that's just mind power, mind over matter, preoccupation. Now let's talk about what Paddy talks about. He's under investigation yet again. No, he isn't. Visualize that. Remember everything you've heard. Go back through all these videos in your mind, but take it back to basics. How do we turn on YouTube? It's probably a little bit different for everybody, you know. Everybody listens to YouTube, and remembering the word YouTube on different devices, you know, whether it be a phone, a tablet, a TV. You know, some TVs are voice commanded. Remember what I said earlier? You've got to hear that little voice in your head. It might say something nice, it might say something bad, or you may not even be able to understand what it says. So you want the fix of Paddy, you've logged onto YouTube, and in your mind now as you sit listening to this, you're going through every video that you've watched. Every video Paddy's put on that you've watched and listened to, you're going back through it and you're thinking, how many times have I heard the word conspiracy? How many times has he said he's been fitted up? Would I like that done to me? Do I need to listen to Paddy Conroy through respect? Or is it fear? Or is fear respect? Because where Paddy comes from in his world, fear is respect. You know, when someone's frightened of you, they will show you respect. So respect is also fear. And just memorizing everything I'm saying, just making sure it's still going in your head. Fear is respect. So then he talks about different people being to blame. Again, the sound of his voice, what he says, it resonates with you. Somebody slags him off, you go to defend, and it's that instinct of protecting your master, like a lost animal, you know, animal that wants to be loyal, but it's lost inside, like a trauma that you may have experienced. But why do you do it? What what's the psychology of it? The psychology is that because of the status of Paddy Conroy, his criminal past, the fact that most of his criminal life has been in the public eye, the fact that you can read about him, you have a compulsion to hear his voice, to listen to him, to tune in. But when somebody's not stating fact, it also plays on your mind. I mean, I've done videos where I've slagged them off. And as I said in the intro, I'm sick of doing that now. So, like I said in the intro again, I'm copying another YouTuber who done dark screen hypnosis in this very form. And it worked. He got subscribers, he got liked, he didn't get any negative comments. I always leave my comments open. I don't care whether they're negative or not, because YouTube monitors it itself. Now, back to Paddy Conroy, thinking about Paddy Conroy again. Thinking about the name, how you feel when you hear his name, what you think of when you hear his name, what his name means to you. Again, no need to slag him off, no need to praise. What does the name Paddy Conroy mean to you? Is he a hard man? Is he a hero? Do you envy him? Do you want to be him? Do you want to be like him? Is he like God? You know, do you think he's gonna get you into an underworld? You know, is he gonna make you the next gangster? Are you gonna learn from what he says? Are you gonna learn from your master? And again, it's all about needing that drug, isn't it? You have to have your Conroy fix. Because without Paddy, all you subscribers to Paddy's channel, you have no world. You may as well live in the world we live in now, or in another variation of a restricted world, because without Paddy Conroy, you're at world's end. You don't know any way forward. You only know the way of Paddy Conroy. And I feel for you, because I fear nothing apart from phobias of rodents. And again, I emphasize the word rodents, creepy crawlies, thinking of creepy crawlies again, visualizing it. And when Paddy Conroy says he's been set up, and he says there's corruption via the Masonic lodges, and he goes on about Stephen Rafe. I know these are all old videos, but visualize Stephen Rafe. Visualize the videos where Stephen Rafe was getting annoyed. Visualize the videos with the stairs. Visualize the videos where the lie detector tests are being done. And have a think about the word impartiality. Think about what it means in layman's terms, you know. Don't associate the word impartiality with Paddy Conroy just yet. Think about what it might mean in everyday life. And thinking about that, then think back to the video of Stephen Rafe and the Sears with the lie detector man. Then think about the video with Paddy Conroy and the lie detector guy. Then remember and visualize as well that both the Searsies and Paddy Conroy are paying the same guy. You know, it doesn't matter who's bankrolled it. The point is they've used the same guy. So that's a common denominator. It's something they've got in common with each other. It's common ground. If I do the same thing as you, we've got something in common. We are collective. We is a collective term. So thinking about that, think about a cause for something, a reason to do something. What may the reason be? Could it be to make money? Could it be a cry for help? You know, I'm sure we've all heard a cry for help. Think about your fathers. You may once upon a time have called them daddy. You may have loved your father. You may have hated your father. You may have been abused. You may even feel indifferent about your father. Your father may not mean father to you. But what's Paddy to you? Do some of you think of him as your daddy, your father? Is he a reminder? I don't know. Only you know. And each individual person is different. You know, would you give Paddy Conroy anything you wanted? Would you do anything Paddy Conroy wanted you to do? Where's your boundary? Thinking about the word boundary. Thinking about what it means. Thinking about what it signifies. Visualizing putting up a boundary, whether it be a brick wall, whether it be a barrier like you'd see on a road, or a steel guardrail like you'd see on maybe a open air parade. Again, visualizing a public parade from maybe a head of state. So is Paddy Conroy like a king? Would you put a crown on his head? Would you put him on a throne? If the answer is yes to the last question, remember in the last question, do you visualize Paddy Conroy as a king? Do you consider him a king? If the answer to that question is yes, then I want you to think about conspiracy. But I want you to think about conspiracy in terms of what it means to you. What does conspiracy mean to you? Then I want you to think about chronology. And we all know what a chronology is, and most of us do. Chronological order. The order in which the events happened. First to last. Maybe numerical. We all know what a chronology is. A diary. In many ways, Paddy Conroy He's doing his own diary, isn't he? But have you noticed a pattern? And only say you've noticed it if you have. Don't lie to yourself. That's the most important thing. If you're going to be honest to anyone, be honest to yourself. All Paddy's videos, so all the Kings and all Daddy's videos, they all are worded differently, but they're saying the same thing. They're saying that he's been fitted up. Would you like it done to you? I'm under investigation. Thinking about being under investigation, maybe with a spotlight on you, maybe with a shadow following you. However you visualize it, think about someone being under investigation. Then I want you to think about paperwork. And I want you to think about paperwork as being ironclad. So that paperwork that binds you, you have to obey what's on paper. What's in black and white, consider it the truth. But if we were to use information, key information belonging to Paddy Conroy, and if we were to input that data, and if we were to say, well, this is Paddy Conroy's date of birth, we would find out where Paddy Conroy lived. We would find out basically all his background information. And all we'd have to do is use the legal channels. So we know his name, we know his date of birth. The first thing we'll probably find is his current address. Then we'd probably find addresses where he's lived at in the past. I mean, I have it on good authority that Paddy Conroy lives on a farm in Hexham and has done for some time. So visualize the farm. You know, is it a big farm? Is it a small farm? Is it a farm with one or two houses, or is it a big plot of land with a full working farm? Either way, he lives on a farm. So visualize that farm and visualize letters. Visualize the letters NE, the number 47, the number 6, and the letters D and X. I'll say it again. NE 47 6 DX. Visualize the place, Hexham. Then let's talk about Phil Berryman again. Phil Berryman has openly stated on YouTube that he lives near Blackwater. Well, Blackwater and Hexham are quite close together, you know. So visualize that and visualize the backstory. You may have even read the books, The Wacky Backy Board and The Wacky Backy Board 2. And if you have read them books, visualize and remember extracts from the books. What did you read? What caught your attention? Were you worried about Paddy? Were you worried about Phil? Does it really matter? The answer is no, it does not. But you should come to that conclusion by yourself. Nobody else. So, taking that into consideration, I want you to visualize something else. I want you to visualize mortality, death, the end of a life. We've all lost loved ones, we've lost animals, we've lost friends, we've lost confidence, a person who we confided in, you know. And I want you to cast your mind back to a time where you went through grief. And it's still really raw to talk about it. So maybe your mum, your dad, your grandma, your granddad, whoever. We all have that one person who, even when we talk about them in past tense, or we talk about their death, we feel this raw emotion. I want you to control your breathing and interpret this raw emotion, so something that feels raw, and it hurts to talk about it. Now, imagine if that was Paddy. Imagine if you found out that Paddy was deceased. So someone went onto the farm and there was a altercation. Maybe Paddy Conroy said, "You think you can kill me?" And then somebody may have been trained in maybe knife combat, and they've got hold of Paddy, they've spun him round and slit his throat, and there was blood everywhere. There was so much blood that you can't even put into words what it looked like. It was like a Red Sea. But then that may not have happened. I mean, I don't want anybody to think that anybody else is a murderer, because I've got no proof of it. But what I'm saying is, murder can be committed. Forensic evidence can be destroyed, can be cleaned. And all the cleaning can get rid of tracks. Think about that. If Paddy was murdered and someone got rid of their tracks, what would we say then? Would we say they got away with murder? Would we say they committed the perfect murder? Is Paddy Conroy maybe already dead? Do they call the murderer, I don't know, do they call him Charlie? Not sure. What if Paddy was dead? Again, think about it. Think about that emotion. Think about how you'd feel. And visualize it as well. Visualize Paddy Conroy being dead, or you being told that he died. would you feel? Would you feel the same way as if it was your mum, dad, your granny, that close friend, maybe a family pet? And like I said before, all pets need a master, and they're loyal. Is Paddy being loyal to you? Is he lying to you? What's making you compulsively turn on YouTube to watch Paddy's channel? Now I'm going to tell you a story about a psychotic man. And this psychotic man was a hard man. Had all sorts, but didn't brag. Got good looking women, but didn't brag. Had cars, money, anything you could really name. Had plenty of it. Not mega rich, but he had plenty of everything. Everything was all nice. Now this man actually got knocked out by Paddy Conroy when they were both teenagers. And this man is a psycho. Still alive today, but he's put weight on, he's mellowed, and he doesn't get into any crap anymore. He used to get into crap before, doesn't get into crap anymore. And this man, he's on tablets, he's on a load of tablets to calm him down. Now I want you to visualise, I'm not going to give you any names, and it's not going to harm you or stop anybody doing anything. Just to visualise a person being controlled by tablets, the judgments being influenced by tablets, and more importantly, them being controlled by tablets. Can you imagine the impact that would have on someone? Now, those of you that were listening to this video at the start, you may not know where it's going, but I would emphasize once more that you listen to the sound of my voice and that you remember that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. I would also ask you to think about the demise of Mr. Conroy and think about losing that master, because how do you cope without turning on your YouTube, getting your fix? That channel, it's called Paddy Conroy. You have to watch it. What if it wasn't there no more? You know it's going to be there, but just visualise. Just visualise it not being there. Just think for 1 second in your mind, 1 second only, that the Paddy Conroy channel has been taken down. Now, imagine that it's been put back up again. And you have to watch it, don't you? Remember that, you have to watch it. But I think that Paddy Conroy, I think he's actually dead. You can publish videos on YouTube ahead of time, ahead of schedule, days, weeks, months in advance. Sometimes you don't even know when the video is going to go out. I wonder, again, animal, master, father, where do you fit in? Why is the sound of my voice changing? Did you want to turn this video off, but couldn't? Like I said before, did you get told to heal, sit? Was it an injury? Was it a call? Was it money? You think about that. Those of you that don't know what this video is about, don't comment. Again, visualize and not comment. Those of you that do know what this video is about, comment, press the thumbs up button, visualize pressing the thumbs up button. Those of you that want to leave negative comments, don't. Keep them clean or YouTube will boot you off. Remember, you're the one that needs your master. Listening to my voice, bearing that in mind, tell me if you think you're being brainwashed.